Hello, DBL Nation. How are y'all? It's Monday, January 7th, here at the Break Room. I'm Jason Newtail, the EP of Social and Digital here, and this is...
Kelly Schubert. I'm a senior digital producer.
She is. It's true. All of it. It is the morning after the Golden Globes. I'm sure there are hangovers all over Hollywood.
I bet there are. I bet there are. Do you think anyone eats there, though? Because they have, like, dinner in front of them. Do you think they actually eat?
Well, I think, yes. I don't know if you heard this, but actress and comedian Melissa McCarthy smuggled in 30 ham sandwiches to pass out to her friends in case they got hungry. I don't know where she stored them.
Yeah. Was there a big cooler?
I don't know how long they were there.
How long they were in the room temperature.
But thoughtful gift.
Very thoughtful.
Nonetheless. It's early there on the West Coast, so they are wrapped up pretty much by like 7 or 8. I think we saw on Instagram, I saw Kristen Bell. And Dax Shepard.
They were at home eating their leftovers and watching 60 Minutes.
I
thought that was pretty funny. Don't worry, kids, is what they said. So that was cute.
But
a lot of people are talking today about, the surprises about who won. So Bohemian Rhapsody is the big talk today over A Star Is Born. I haven't seen either, so I can't speak on it, but I know you've seen Bohemian Rhapsody,
I have seen Bohemian Rhapsody, and I went in with low expectations because, as everyone has been talking about, the critics kind of panned it early on. So I kind of went in with low expectations, and I was really happy with it. I thought the performances... Rami Malek, and the whole band's depiction of was incredible and really transformative. Like I said, beyond Rami, I thought the whole cast was good. So does that make... Now, listen, it was a Bryan Singer Hollywood gloss over, so there were a lot of, it was a little fluffy. Yeah. But a lot of fluffy... biopics in the past have won, so I don't really have an issue with it. I haven't seen A Star Is Born yet, but everybody thought it was going to sweep.
Everyone thought it was going to sweep, and I think people were, this morning, a lot of people were upset about that, but I can't judge because I haven't seen both of them, but if you have seen both of them, please let us know what you think. Do you think Bohemian Rhapsody should have won for as much as it did? Lady Gaga did still get her first Golden Globe. She won for original song, so that's still incredible. She looked amazing. If we want to talk about her outfit for just a second. Her outfit was incredible.
Well, okay.
It was incredible, wasn't it?
Ready?
Yes.
You have 1 second.
I'm over it. No, I'm done. That's it. It was great. So best motion picture for a musical or comedy, that was Green Book. Have you seen that one?
No, I haven't.
People were talking about it this morning.
Screen Actors Guild.
Yeah, because so he's able to see them before they're actually released to rent. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, you'll have to watch that.
You know what? How about this? I will watch Green Book tonight.
Yes.
I will give you my opinion on it tomorrow.
And let us know.
Yes.
What else? Best performance by music or comedy actress, Olivia Colman, The Favorite. A lot of people are talking about this. I had never even heard of this, to be honest.
Also on my screener list.
Also on your screener list. There you go. You should watch it. You should watch it. Kristen Bale,
You
Vice.
tell me which movie do you want me to review first? And I'll watch that one tonight.
You've seen Vice already, right?
The Favorite, nope. Vice.
Okay, Vice.
Green Book. I will watch one of them.
A Star Is Born.
Or A Star Is Born.
So we've got 3 so far. What about Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse? Have you seen that?
Not going to see that one. Don't have it on my app, so don't ask for it.
So no.
And I'm sure,
That's not one of the
I understand
choices.
You want to hear my take on all of these, clearly.
We do.
But just for my own sake, pick a movie for me.
Okay, so we've got 3 right now you can choose from. A Star Is Born, The Favorite, or Vice. No, wait. A Star Is Born, Green Book, or Vice. Or should we choose 4?
Or Mary Queen of Scots is also on the list, and I really have no desire to watch that.
That didn't win anything, did it?
No, I don't think it did.
No, I've heard not great things about that one, which is kind of a bummer. Let's see. Okay, trying to get us live here, guys. Sorry, technical difficulties. Okay, let's see. For TV, have you seen The Americans on FX?
I have not.
I've heard good things, but haven't seen it.
Always
That one, best TV series for drama. Best performance by drama actress was Sandra Oh, which... Sandra Oh is pretty cool that she won. So she's only the 2nd person to ever host it and then win, which is pretty cool. And obviously the first Asian American to ever host it, which is incredible.
And she's great. She's very funny.
I think so. What did you think of them? Did you think they were funny?
They weren't my favorite.
They weren't my favorite, but they weren't the worst,
listen, Adam, not Adam, what's his name?
Andy Samberg. Oh my God, I lost it after you said Adam.
He's on my list of people I like, but he's not at the top of the list.
That's how I feel.
His humor is kind of He's always the same. That's my own.
I agree with you. I thought it was good. I just didn't think it was the best I've ever seen. Right. But they were cute together. Cute is the word. You know, it was cute.
It was cute.
It wasn't funny.
Did you guys watch? We're waiting to see what the ratings were.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see if anyone really tuned in or not.
I am too. So we're watching for those ratings to come out. But I've heard early ratings say it was lower than last year, but that's just obviously preliminary.
I just want to read some comments.
Yeah,
as soon as I can get them
definitely.
To pop up, because you guys are all saying, "Hey, Ellis Walker, good morning, Jason and Kelly. Good morning, Ellis Walker.
Good morning.
Who else?
Janie Boswell is watching on Facebook. Hi, Janie.
Naomi, good morning, DBL. Good morning, Naomi. Thanks for watching, guys. Kim, good morning and happy Monday, everyone. Kim Matuzak, hello.
And Steven, I see you're watching on Facebook. Thanks for joining us. It is the Jason and Kelly show for today. Tori may be joining us later, but she is on an assignment right now.
Yeah, technically MIA. She's out of the building on assignment.
Yeah.
We just don't know when she'll be back.
And I'm sorry. If she'll be back. I'm sorry that we're interfering with your local news, Steven, now, but...
Oh, Steven.
You can watch both of them at the same time,
Isn't the news depressing? Aren't we more fun?
But yeah, I want to know what you guys have seen out of these movies. Did anyone go see Vice in theaters? I know that just came out. Bohemian Rhapsody, I know a lot of our viewers have seen that one. Do you think it deserved to win last night? Let us know. Another one I'm seeing a lot about is The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. My mom and sister will not stop talking about that show.
I've seen, we watched both seasons. I like it a lot. You know, like Gilmore Girls, the Amy Sherman Palladino dialogue, which is almost like,
by?
Yeah, it's almost like the Aaron Sorkin dialogue. It's very fast and very
tit for tat.
And after binge watching like 3 or 4 episodes in a row, it starts to get a little like seizure inducing.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense.
But other than that, it's very well written, very witty. It's just nobody in real life ever talks that fast.
Except for me.
Yes, I guess did. But
except for me.
Yeah. Singing Mary was saying that she also did not see either of the 2 movies, Star is Born, I'm assuming, and Bohemian Rhapsody, but heard more positive reviews from people who saw both about Bohemian Rhapsody than A Star is Born. People have been raving about Bohemian Rhapsody. Yeah, which is interesting, Singing Mary, because early on, I think the critics, before anyone went into the theaters, were really panning it. And I think they set the bar so low for people
I think you're
that
right.
they all came out saying, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right, because that's what I've heard. Let's see. What else? Bodyguard. That one for Best Performance by a Drama Actor, Richard Madden. And Tori was tweeting about that one. I've never seen that one either, but I've heard really good things. I've heard good things about all of these, which is obviously why they won awards.
Right,
Makes sense. The assassination of Gianni Versace, you watched that on FX, didn't you?
I did. I liked that a lot.
So that one for the Best TV Limited Series and Motion Picture Made for TV, it's still on my DVR. I still haven't watched it, but I will, I promise. But the real winner of the night, Fiji Water Girl, let's be honest.
She's Fiji Water Girl, man.
She's incredible. If you didn't notice her, we're going to pull up some pictures just so you can see.
She managed to photobomb almost every red carpet.
Almost every celebrity, and she's in the background.
And she's loving it. She's working it.
Well, she's a model, so I'm sure she got this job as, you know, maybe a hope that she could be in some of them, but she placed herself in every one of those photos, and I gotta give the girl props. It was trending all over Twitter and Facebook last night, and Fiji actually responded. Their tweet is pretty funny. They said, "We're so glad everyone is talking about our water." And then it says, "Census ominous presence." She's right behind us, isn't she? So I thought that was pretty funny.
She's in the building.
And I wonder if this was set up. Like, I wonder if Fiji told her to do that, or I wonder if she just took it upon herself. I'm going to be somebody. I'm going to be the Fiji Water Girl.
Well, good on her. She's already got her own Instagram account.
She does. She's got a lot of that. I know a lot of people were saying, well, I'm going to dress up next year. And
You're right. I wanted to hire someone all day today on the show to just be behind the host at the table with the Fiji water bottle.
God.
We might be able to still make that work.
I could do it.
Especially if you write in. We have to bet that blue. We have to find the blue dress though. Raquel could do it.
Raquel could totally do it.
Blue dress.
I bet she has a dress here.
I bet she does.
Oh my God.
Water Girl is the winner of the night. That's just what one of
See, exactly. I agree. Let's make Raquel do that. She would love to do that.
Yes, Naomi says Water Girl is the winner of the night. I just want to say really quick. Tammy Gibson says, waiting to hear the reviews and who wins the awards. She said, I hadn't seen any of the movies. So you're not the only one. Doris recorded it and hasn't watched it yet. So Brandy Sprong hasn't watched it. She did see the Carol Burnett part. So a lot of you, it sounds like you recorded it maybe, but haven't seen it. I don't know. It's not really on the top of my to-do list these days. I mean, I watched it for the show, but yeah.
I do, and I wonder if the Oscars, if more people are going to watch this year. A lot of people are saying because the Golden Globes were so tame, does that mean the Oscars are going to be tame? We'll see.
We'll see. I mean, my thing is, there's so many award shows now. Which ones are really determining the true winners these days?
Yeah.
Because it used to be the Golden Globes determined the Oscars. Now I feel like the SAG Awards.
The SAG is what people are saying
are
now.
really like the determinator, not the Golden Globes, which is interesting. Barb wanted to say that Singing Mary actually, she thinks, this is to Singing Mary from Barb, I think the first half of Bohemian Rhapsody was better than the second. I feel like they rushed the second half of the movie. I agree completely with that, Barb. Like I said, there was a lot of stuff glossed over.
Oh, I don't like that though.
But you
have to. I mean, you only have what, 2 hours.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Do we want to talk about Fifth Host?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah.
I would like to talk about Fifth Host.
I think that's
this was a very interesting story, and finally, as a white male, finally the evidence has come out apparently. So. Get a load of this, guys. A new study from the University of Missouri and the University of Essex, two highly qualified universities, teaming up. They did a study off of a basic index of gender inequality, which focused on 3 factors: educational opportunities, healthy life expectancies, and overall life satisfaction. They used these factors to calculate equality scores for 134 nations, representing 6.8 billion people. So a pretty thorough analysis of the state of males and females across the globe. And, men were found to be more disadvantaged than women in 91 countries. So men are actually getting the raw end of the deal.
Especially, the study actually said men are worse off in the U.S., Russia, and most European nations.
Now, of course, I'm making light of this.
Yes, of course.
And she also disagrees. She's probably less making light of it than I am.
Yeah, but
I can see in 2018 in certain countries how this...
I can too.
As far as those 3 indicators go, how maybe... I mean, men do die sooner, so life expectancy, shorter. Quality of life, you can be more stressed. I don't think every man is more stressed than every woman by any means.
Yeah, of course. I thought the educational opportunities was interesting.
Well, I think there's been such a surge.
I think you're right. I think that's exactly what it is. There's been
women,
such a
which is
surge.
great
the
news.
Data. I think you're right. I think you're right.
Look, do men have it worse than women in 2018? Probably not overall. Obviously, with there's pay gaps and there's all these other things. But I thought this was an interesting...
Yeah, I mean, DBL Nation, we want to know what you think. I mean, in your workplace or in your everyday life, based on these factors, educational opportunities, healthy life expectancy, and overall life satisfaction, do you think that men have it worse off than women?
In 2018.
Yeah, I mean...
Around the globe.
Yeah. I think it's an interesting study. I think the fact that they're representing those 3 factors is huge. It's not just one factor they're looking at. They're looking at all 3
large
of those.
factors. I mean, obviously, look, like we've said before, you break down the pay gap, you break down... And it's interesting because the 91 countries are mostly America and European countries, which makes sense because in other parts of the country, other parts of the world, women are much more oppressed, I would say, by governments. So it's an interesting study, and we want to know if you think this is poppycock or dead on. And I'm curious to hear.
Well, Helene is with us on Facebook. She's a little confused right now. She said, I have no clue what you're talking about. Golden Globes to dying men and quality of life. This is mumble jumble. Helene, if this is the first time you're joining us, we'd like to talk about the top story of the day. So it was Golden Globes, but now we're talking about our 5th host. So let me explain that a little bit for you. So we have 4 panelists, and you're our 5th. So we want to know your opinions about this story. So our 5th host question of the day is, do you feel like men have it worse than women? So this is just kind of the time of break room where we get your opinions, and then you may even hear them on the show later.
Yeah, we want to hear from you.
Yeah.
So thank you for writing in.
Yes.
If it is confusing, we apologize. Welcome if it's the first time if you watched us.
Yeah, thank you for joining
And if you have
us.
anything that we didn't talk about in the Golden Globes that you really want to talk about, just write in and we'll answer it like we just did.
Yeah,
and
of course.
That's how it goes.
Thank you, Helene, for that comment. But yeah, I think this is interesting. I think, of course, as a woman in the U.S., I think women still have it worse. But I do think looking at these 3 factors, you can understand how the study came out with the determination that men have it worse than women. So I think it's interesting, and I think I I don't know. This is a tricky one because I am a female, but then you look at the universities that did this study, University of Missouri and the University of Essex. These are two.
Well, it's certainly going to give weight to people who are whining a little bit that
exactly.
The tides are turning on men and men are victims. I mean, that would give you a little ammo.
Exactly.
So that's interesting to think. But you guys are definitely talking about the Golden Globe still, so we will go back to that because you guys have a lot to say.
Yeah.
I was happy Lady Gaga won for the song as well. Shallow is a great song. I have to see that movie.
Me too.
I'm going to watch it
I do like that song a lot.
Yeah, I've made my own decision. I'm going to watch A Star.
I think so too. I think that's the one you need to watch. Yeah. I agree. Because that's the one that people were so up in arms about not winning.
No offense, but this question is so vague. I guess in some instances they have it worse, but in other instances they don't. Yeah, Kim, I mean, this is a study based on these three factors. And if you're going to go based on these three factors, they say men overwhelmingly are at a more disadvantage in a lot of countries.
I think, like Jason and I were talking about the educational opportunities, I think there has been such a surge of women finally getting that opportunity that maybe that's why.
And maybe that has displaced some men's opportunity to get in.
In turn, exactly.
Barb says, I don't know if men have it worse, but I feel like men are under the microscope a lot more than women in certain regards. Yep, that's interesting. I agree. I would also agree with that.
Yep. And in Russia, I thought that was interesting. Men are worse off in Russia.
That makes sense.
Does it?
No. I don't know.
But again, maybe it's if things are changing, and so because there is such a surge of women and us finally getting opportunities, that maybe that's why the study shows that men are at a bigger disadvantage. I mean, I think it's interesting, but I think the fact that it comes from two such prestigious universities that we really should consider what this study is saying and maybe take a deeper look at it.
Can we talk for a second about the legends that were at the Golden Globes last night? Because we haven't had a chance to talk about that.
Like Carol Burnett?
Van Dykes, the Carol Burnetts, the Henry Winklers, I'll even say.
Well, I love Henry Winkler. The time we got to interview him, that was so cool. Al and Jeff got to interview him.
We've been lucky enough to actually, we interviewed Michael Douglas from the Kominsky Method. We've interviewed Carol Burnett.
Have you seen the Kominsky Method? That one, so many awards.
Yeah, it really did. And
Do I need to watch this?
Yes. Well, here's the thing. I didn't realize it was Chuck Lorre who did Big Bang Theory. All of Mom, all the shows.
That makes sense then.
So
that makes sense why it's good.
Yeah, it's a really well written, and what someone told me is what's interesting about it. It's shot single camera, but the jokes and the timing are similar to a live studio audience show. So it's a lot of setups and punches, so it moves really quickly with a lot of jokes, which I think is really interesting.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
So I am going to check it out. But yeah, we interviewed Alan Arkin and Michael Douglas. We interviewed Carol Burnett. We've interviewed
a lot of these people.
Who else have we interviewed that was on the Globes? Lots of people. And we put Tori in a Lady Gaga dress once, so that kind of counts.
I hope we're bringing that back today.
I'm trying to find that clip.
We'll find it. Don't you guys worry. But yeah, Michael Douglas, I heard that he was very deserving of that with the Kominsky Method. That's on Netflix, so most of us should have access to that if you have Netflix. So yeah, I think that's what I'll check out next.
Read some more comments.
Yeah.
Haiti123. Personally, with the people I know, women seem to make better choices and are more motivated. My husband and others just go with the flow or tend to not want to advance. Well, that's interesting.
That's a really good point.
Yeah, I mean, I think when the struggle is real, you get a little bit more motivated, and when the struggle is not so much,
I think you're exactly
motivation
right.
is
That's a really good point. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah. Brandy says, doesn't everyone have it different? Some men may have it worse than women, and women may have it worse than men. Yes, of course. In this particular study, though, they did separate the two and look, and in those three key factors, it's men. So
let's see.
And Ellis Walker agrees with Brandy, and so does Tammy. That's true, Kim. Look at you guys all getting along. I love this. Was there any speeches that really moved you on the Golden Globes?
The Glenn Close one. I believe we're showing that on the show today. I hope we are. It was almost sad when she was talking about...
Did you feel like she was talking about herself?
Yes, I did. But I
think Glenn Close got lost in life a little bit.
No, I think she was representing all women, though. Like, talking about... I don't know. I thought it was sad, but I thought it was a moving moment as well. How they showed, of course, every woman in the audience. I liked that. I liked seeing them and seeing them go yes, and like this is amazing, Glenn Close. But I do, now you got me switching my thought, but you're right. She was talking a lot about herself.
It's like Glenn Close has been to paradise, but she's never been to me.
Yeah, you're right. Ugh, I really like that.
I love Glenn Close.
I know, but you're right. You're right. You're right. Glenn
Thanks,
Close,
Kelly.
I liked. I obviously like Sandra Oh, and she was talking about her family and her parents. And there's a picture we're actually going to show on the show today. The last time she was at an award ceremony, she said, I forget exactly what it was.
It's an honor just to be Asian.
Just to be Asian. And so her family wore all those T-shirts, and it was really sweet.
That is
so
super
we're going to
sweet.
show that on the show today, too.
I thought Regina King.
Yes, Regina King, how she said...
she's, as a producer of things, for the next 2 years, she's challenged herself to make sure all productions are 50% women.
Which is huge.
That's
huge.
You know, like she even admitted, not going to be an easy task.
No, it's not.
But she challenged others in those positions to try and make it representation on the staff and the production equal, which I thought was really great and really cool. Carol Burnett's speech was amazing.
Obviously winning an award named after herself.
Right, and then
pretty
hoping
cool.
She's like...
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Somebody wanted to ask, what do you think of Jeff Bridges' speech? Also, Amy Adams got mentioned several times from some of the winners. Yes, Jeff Bridges, I want whatever he was having. He seemed to be having a good time. He always seems to be having a good time.
He does always seem to be. What was the quote he said? We'll just ride the ship or something like that.
Yeah, we can steer
the ship wherever we want or something like that.
Man.
That was such the dude quote. That was totally one of his quotes.
I was tearing up over I think this is over the Carol Burnett.
Yes.
So moved. Yeah, you know, she's such a legend and like really almost like a grandmother to all of us.
I think so too.
You know, like she's like that favorite aunt that we loved growing up watching. And,
not to mention that Tori got to interview her one time, which is like the coolest thing ever.
Yes.
Tell us about your story.
I don't.
Come on, we have to repeat it. Repeat it.
I've said it before. So when Tori interviewed Carol Burnett, Tori and I went with Bert, our executive producer. We were the only three at the interview, and I was totally calm and composed, I thought. I mean, I've met people like Oprah.
He thought.
And it's fine. So I watched Tori introduce herself, and then Tori stepped aside, and I said, "Hi, Tori, I'm Carol." to Carol Burnett.
That story never gets old, and I'm sure she loved it.
She was very sweet.
I'm sure she was.
Called me Carol on the way out. And
oh, see?
Yes. She's like, well, I didn't know Carol O'Connor. You could have been a Carol O'Connor.
See?
Yes, she's super. She was amazing.
Hi,
super
Tori.
Sweet.
I'm Carol.
Hi, Tori. And as soon as Tori came out, I knew I was having like a stroke or something, and it still just kept coming.
I'm never going to get sick of that story. I laugh just as hard every time you tell it. Yay! So we're going to continue, obviously, throughout the show today, tracking the Golden Globes latest. We'll see how the celebrities are feeling this morning when they wake up.
Yeah.
Because it is only, it's only 8:53.
They're not even up yet.
They're not even up
Stephanie Jones has a lot of fashion to talk about, which is very exciting. So we've got lots to talk about with the Golden Globes, lots to talk about in other areas of the government shutdown.
Yeah, I'll be following the latest in the government shutdown, how that's affecting you.
They're running out of food stamp money, so that's one thing, but we'll talk about that.
Not a good situation.
We'll talk about it.
We'll be talking about that today on the show and tracking, of course, all the latest, but now we want to end with our favorite part of the day. It's Heart Threads, and Tori always likes us to give one word that it's about, and this one, she's missing out on it. It's dog. So take a look, you guys. We'll see you tomorrow.
Dog.
In the prison, and you just have no one. You don't know anybody. You're scared of half the people. And then they give you this dog, and they're like, here, this is your dog. You're going to take care of it. It's like you finally have a friend. I struggled with anxiety and depression since I was really young. I was about 15, 16. I started off pills, prescription pain pills, and I was doing meth. And that is what I ended up getting arrested for. When I got arrested, I had the mindset of I like to get high, so I'm going to keep doing that when I get out. But it was still extremely frightening. I was in there with women who have done some extremely crazy crimes, and I'm just like, I've never been in trouble before. Like, I was just a drug addict. Like, I do not belong here. I ended up going to Madison Correctional, which is a minimum security prison. And they call it a work camp. So you don't just get to come and just sit there and do your time. You have to do something. So for 8 hours a day, I scrubbed the stairs with a toothbrush. Figured out quite quickly, pretty much the first day, that was a horrible way to spend my time. So I started investigating, what are the options? And one of the programs is the dog dorm. for you to learn to train the dogs. So they come from animal shelters. So they were normally dogs that were scheduled to be euthanized. So dogs who were aggressive, dogs who were sick, needed trained before they could get adopted. They would come to us instead of being euthanized. I mean, they have these programs in prisons all over America. These really hard, tough criminals who have had awful lives and have done really awful things look at a dog and they see themselves in the dog. They've been abused, they've gone through things, they felt rejected, and that's exactly what they see when they look at these dogs. There was a man on the dorm that was he was the guard, but he also ran the program. He saw the work that I'd done with the 3 other dogs that I'd gotten adopted, and so he said, I'm gonna give you Darla. And I was like, I don't want that dog. She was by far the worst dog on the dorm. She had the most issues. She was covered in tumors. She was extremely aggressive. So she kept being passed around because nobody really didn't know what to do with her. To be honest, I think that is what made her special to me, that everybody thought she was so awful. And that's not what it was. She was afraid. So she was just acting out aggressively because it was all she knew. Within a week of me working with her, she'd already made more progress than she'd had the whole time she'd been in there. My time at that prison would have been so awful if I hadn't had her. I don't know what I would have done. I mean, there were drugs everywhere. I solely stayed sober because I wanted to be sober to spend time with Darla. I couldn't worry about myself and my own anxiety and my own issues because her life depended on me and I needed to be there for her. We just kind of clicked, and I figured out pretty soon that I wanted to take her with me. So I saved up my commissary. I want to say it was $1 a day. She was $60 to adopt her, and I adopted her. It was Christmas Eve, released you at midnight, and me and Darla got to walk out there together. So I had Darla on our leash, and there's snow on the ground. I'm like, come on, girl, let's go. We're trying to jog to the gate. I know for absolute fact that if I had just gotten a slap on the wrist and gotten probation or whatever that may be, I would have went straight back to doing drugs because I wanted to go straight back to doing drugs the entire time I was locked up until I got on the dog dorm. The harsh sentence didn't save my life. The dogs saved my life. And so from there, I worked at Barkafellers, which is a doggy daycare place. And after being there for a little while, I was like, I can do this. I don't need to do this for minimum wage. I can do this out of my house. I can do this on my own. So I decided I was going to start my own business. And I also signed myself up for this intensive outpatient program. Well, there was a guy in the class, and so that's where I met my husband. Somebody would have told me when I was sitting in that county jail, first arrested, that, 5 years from now, you're going to be married with a home and a business that you own. I would have been like, you are lying. There's no way. I'm not capable of that. I have 4.5 years clean. It's always a struggle. So that's why I know if I didn't have my dogs, there's no way I would stay clean. I wouldn't have a reason enough to. Here, Darla. Can you see? Hi. They think she's about 15 years old at this point. So we're just kind of monitoring her and making sure she still has quality of life and all that. I feel like it happened to somebody else almost, and I watched it happen, and now I'm telling the story. I mean, it's just so crazy the way that everything happened. You might not get out and start a dog training business, but get out and find something. Are you into music? Do you like to draw? What is it that you like? That is what is going to save you.